Ian was driving downtown when he stopped at a red light. Suddenly, he heard the loud engine of a supercar. After a few seconds, he witnessed a massive crash as a Lamborghini T-boned a truck at high speed. The impact was so massive, it caused an explosion. Check out the aftermath. That damage is crazy. This emitter was driving his SUV when another driver turned left from the wrong lane, smashing into him. The repair bill was an astounding $11,760 US. Red Foster was speeding toward an intersection when he noticed another vehicle in his path. He swerved to the left, avoiding the car by millimeters. What an epic save! The same submitter sent us another clip, this time of an epic street racing crash. Poor street racer. Damien was driving down a Mexican highway when he saw a car in the oncoming lane crash head-on into another car far in front of him. The crash happened at such a high speed that debris and the other car flew into him. He tried to avoid a collision, but he never had a chance. This emitter was cruising in his sports car and weaving through traffic when he performed an epic maneuver and barely avoided hitting a car. Nice driving! The Evil Potato was driving his ETK K-Series on the highway. At the same time, he was emailing his boss to inform him he'd be late for a meeting. While looking away from the road, he drifted into the concrete barriers along the side of the highway. The force of the ricochet made him fly into the other lane. Unfortunately, another vehicle was there and he slammed into it. Thankfully, the resulting 3-car accident didn't involve any injuries. Unfortunately, the Evil Potato definitely missed his meeting. This emitter was driving his Tesla and minding his own business when an aggressive driver started tailgating him. He refused to speed up, which evidently made the other driver angry. He ended up taking out his anger on the Tesla by bumping into it. The driver then backed off, only to accelerate again and smash into the emitter, forcing him off the road. Both drivers lost control, sliding all over the road before being hit by another car whose driver couldn't stop in time to avoid getting involved. Rares was driving his gorgeous Subaru. He was, that is, until he went a bit too fast into a sharp curve and flew into a ditch. He barreled over some bumps before finally rolling over. His roof, suspension, and body panels took some gnarly damage for sure. Logan noticed a yellow light at an intersection ahead, so he sped up to make it through. Unfortunately, he forgot that the road narrowed after the intersection. He caught some air, and after landing, he promptly lost control and hit an oncoming car. Finnan had parked his Tesla at a gas station, obviously not there to buy any gas. Suddenly, a red sedan appeared, and the driver tried to park next to him. The reversing driver didn't check his mirrors properly and backed into Finnan's Tesla. Now that's just painful to watch. This emitter was rushing home after being informed there was a huge fire in his backyard. He had a sinking feeling that he was driving too fast as he approached a curve in the road. Luckily, there was an entrance leading to a beach. He slammed on his brakes and hoped for the best. Skirts was overtaking an ETK when he lost control. He tried to regain control, but to no avail. He flew into an oncoming lane and hit a car driving toward him. Carter was following a Lexus in his Tesla. He decided to accelerate to overtake the Lexus. Checking his surroundings, he briefly glanced in his left side view mirror. That's when a Mini Cooper in front of him suddenly stopped. Carter didn't notice in time and rear-ended the Mini at full speed. Andrew was transporting some heavy cargo in his truck. As he headed into a curve, he noticed an accident up ahead, but his truck was too heavy and he was going too fast to stop in time. He hit the brakes and tried to avoid a collision, but one of the vehicles rolled right into his path. You have to wonder what that other driver could have been thinking. Gavin was driving on the highway when a car merged in front of him. He had no choice but to rear-end the car at full speed. Gavin sent us another clip from his Tesla Model 3. In this one, he was stopped at a red light when he was rear-ended by an SUV. This pushed Gavin's Tesla into a BMW in front of him. In the end, there was so much damage that the Tesla was totaled. This submitter pulled off an epic 360-degree drift in his BMW M3 E30. Nice job! Michael was overtaking a pickup truck when an oncoming car suddenly appeared. He tried to merge back over, but it was too late. He crashed into the oncoming car before getting hit by the pickup truck he'd been overtaking in the first place. Joe was about to park when another driver hit his car. He angrily confronted the other driver, asking why he'd hit him. The fight turned physical as they both grew angrier. The other driver gave up after Joe hit him with a solid punch. Landon was having fun driving his car on America's East Coast. As he was overtaking other traffic, he lost control on a curve and flew into a ditch. Fortunately, he managed to dodge the other vehicles and nobody was hurt. Here's something we don't see every day: AI versus AI. One AI attacked another, resulting in a T-bone collision. Harry was flying his car. Yep, you heard that right. He was flying his Ibishu Phlygian when he experienced turbulence and his engine caught fire. He fell out of the sky, only stopping when he smashed into the ground. Fungi was approaching stopped traffic. That's when he noticed a truck in front of him backing up. There was a loud bang as the truck reversed into another. The other truck then took his opportunity to back into him as well. What's going on here? Tell us your theory in a comment. A submitter who goes by Toyota Prius sent us this clip of him rallying in a forest. He was doing pretty well, until he hit a tree, that is. Daniel was transporting some cargo in his truck. As he approached a weigh station, he had to stop for a vehicle inspection. As he took the exit, he spotted a hypercar stopped in the middle of the lane. He slammed on his brakes and tried to avoid a collision, but the combination of the wet roads and his heavy truck gave him no chance, and he rear-ended the car. This submitter was enjoying his BMW, driving fast and doing all the other BMW things, as he puts it. That's when he found himself in a tight spot, but it seemed like he was going to be okay. Unfortunately, he panicked and hit the brakes, losing control and crashing into a car. Oliver was driving behind a pickup truck whose driver started braking for no apparent reason. For whatever reason, Oliver got dangerously close. Sure enough, the pickup driver slammed on his brakes again and Oliver rear-ended him. Bart was driving his Audi RS6 one winter. He was attempting a drift in the snow, a snow drift if you will, when he lost control before spinning into rocks, one car, and then another before finally stopping. Take a look at that massive damage. Bart must be outie his mind. Liam was rallying in a forest with his friends when he suddenly came to a sharp turn and started rolling. After the accident, he contacted his insurance provider. In the end, they decided his car was a total loss. Luckily, nobody had been injured.